Master Command, please protect the channel. My guards, please protect me and everyone and my family. Good evening. Good evening, everybody. This is Encounters, the late night spiritual UFO talk show. It's 10:57, about a couple minutes before 11 p.m. Eastern. You're tuned to the #1 UFO spiritual talk show on planet Earth. Forget social media. Hey, Chesno. Chesno's one of my moderators. I've been wanting him to be a moderator since day one. Finally got to get him on there. I'm excited to have him as a moderator here, and also a friend and a brother. Welcome everybody to the show. Camp Sparkles, good to see you. Tracy, I've been watching some of the TikTok people here that are videotaping some really good footage out of Arizona and other places, and I've been inviting them. I messaged some of these people to come on Encounters tonight and talk about what they've been seeing. There's some just excellent footage. Now, whether I get them on tonight or not, I'll be showing some of that footage from some of these TikTokers to give them some recognition about their footage. And this stuff is just, there's 2 different videos from Arizona that are just incredible. These were all taken within this month of November, and people need to see them. Not to mention the fact that there are increased sightings of the UFOs or spaceships that are happening in various parts of the world. Lavola, good to see you, not just Nicole. Mike Masters, good to see you. Everybody coming in here, welcome to the show. We're just getting started. DM Slayer, good to see you, brother. Hope, good to see you. Welcome to the show. The Mad Genius, do you have your apple cider? Yes, I do. Matter of fact, speaking of the apple cider here in New England, I have a glass right here of apple cider. And I just took my first drink of apple cider tonight. There'll be many drinks of apple cider tonight, or many sips of apple cider. Lyman Orchards, that's where I would go. Or actually, right up here where I am, I go to Blue Hills Orchard, right here in my community, and they're open till the 30th, so I'm still able to get cider from those guys. But I have gotten it from the other place, and there's Norton's up in Cheshire. So yeah, gotta have my apple cider. That is my only addiction, is apple cider. It's sort of like a part of my show is apple cider. Where would I be? It's like, without the apple cider, where would I be, right? But enough of my apple cider. You already know I drink it. There you go. And Peace, Love, and Light, Marinee is my other moderator out there on the West Coast. Good evening, Marinee. Starseed, good evening. Greetings, everybody. We're going to have another great show. I've been going through messages the best I can. I get so many messages here. I have one person that I'm going to be having on here that I'm going to be taking out an implant. She's been on before, and we took out what apparently were all the implants, but evidently there's another implant that is snuck around in her. And so when this person comes on tonight, we're going to remotely take out the implant and destroy it. So I've been getting messages from people that have heard about me doing this, and I've been letting them know about the show to join us on Encounters, and I will do my best to help them take out any low vibe implants in their body. And I do this unconditionally. I do this because it's the right thing to do when I'm with somebody that needs it to be done. And we're just getting started. We're going to be on here till 1 a.m. This is a 2-hour show. This is our big show. I was on this morning. I am almost caught up. I have, I think, one more show to add on. Maybe 2, I think. But we're almost caught up on my YouTube channel, Astro Command Spaceship News. That is our main channel where we post the shows after they are broadcasted live here. And also I've been adding some UFO footage on that channel as well. Melissa Neal, welcome. Hello, good to see you. And if you know people that are having videotaping, documenting UFO activity in your country or wherever you are, let them know about Encounters. We're interested in talking to them. We want to know about what's going on out there. And we don't know what's going on out there unless you are the eyes and ears and the ones that are documenting what's going on out there. So without you, we have no idea what's happening. So very important. Dave, welcome to the show. Everybody coming in here. It's just getting started. No one's missed anything. So you're just coming in at the right time. We have not interviewed anybody yet. We just got on here. So welcome. Oh, thank you, Ariel. I appreciate that. And good evening to you. Kate Moore. Hello there, Lisa. Ella, user 444. Everybody coming in here. Robbie Ballard. Hey, Catherine Johnson. Good to see you always. Funnyweb.com. Welcome. Deborah Comfort. Hey, Deborah. Good to see you, Deborah, and everyone else out there in the world. I got to make sure that I'm sending my invites to all the beautiful people and making sure that they are here. We don't, we definitely sometimes forget to do that, but we need to do that because it's the thing to do. And we are sending those invites out. Hey, Paranormal Ghostbusters in the Philippines. Good to see you, brother. Half Pint, good to see you. Everybody coming in. Putty something, user 535. Catch, not fish. Funny Bunny, welcome. Hey, Sassy Lassie. Catherine Johnson, good to see you. Savage Hippie. Dan, welcome to the show Encounters. Those new people coming in here, if you've never seen the show before, you're in for a treat. And you're watching a show that's out of this world, the #1 spiritual talk show, UFO spiritual talk show here on social media. Brian, welcome out there in Mississippi. No, Missouri. Sorry about that. Missouri, not Mississippi. User 847. And everybody out there, welcome. Edgar, welcome. Ozzy, welcome to the show. Deedles 57. Kev YR, I think it is. Real, thank you for joining us. User 987. Everybody out there, wherever you are. Laura, everybody out there, wherever you are around the planet, welcome. Not just Nicole in Texas. Welcome, everybody coming in. Toby, Papa Jr., Chris Brown, good to see you. Toby, Marie Piccolo, thank you for the share, and everybody out there. Hey, Gazelle, good to see you. Blessings to you. Oregon, hey, Lil in Oregon, good to see you. We do have a lot of viewers out that way, too. And for all the people in Asia and Europe, welcome as well. We have people in Europe, Scandinavia, all over the place. Mama Gaga, hello from Frankfurt. Good to have you with us, Mama Gaga from Frankfurt. Blessings to you. Dana Dane, hey, good to see you. Adam Johnson, thank you for the follow. The Mad Genius, Mexico. Hey, Mad Genius, good to have you with us as well. Mike Masters, Mama. Let's see, Half Pint. We have Linda. Same, I think it is L Wash something. Anyway, welcome, everybody. Vicky, good evening, everybody, wherever you are. We're glad to have you all with us. In this show, I really like to welcome all the viewers wherever you are around the world. This is a really inclusive show. Susan Mary, good to have you with us. And if I don't see your messages or read everything out there, don't get offended. If I'm interviewing somebody and I don't see your question or whatever, I am trying to multitask the best I can. Good to have you with us, Susan Mary. Dion Francis, good to see you. Wendy M. Hey, Wendy M. Blessings to you, Wendy M. Hello, hey, Linda. Good to have you with us. Sue, everybody in there. Let's see. Larry, welcome, Larry, to the show. Betty K. Welcome, Betty K. Laura Sutton from Texas. Hey, we have a lot of folks, Laura, in Texas that are documenting sightings and having experiences. Notorious, welcome. Hello, Notorious. Jerry Hill, Matt, everybody out there, wherever you are, welcome. We're going to show you some videos tonight. We're doing pretty good, 1DM. Hope you're doing well. We were in and out. Hey, Ozzy, good to see you. I was trying to hang out. Roy, hello from Houston's. We were definitely glad to see everybody coming in here. Universal, welcome, Universal, and everybody out there around the planet. And we're going to have a good show. 2 hours of encounters till 1 a.m. on planet Earth. Hey, Chris. Hello. Good to see you. Good to have I'm glad to see you're doing well. That's a good thing. And we are here always to bust the matrix. For those that are new to my show, you're going to find out very quickly the way the commander operates on this talk show versus everything out there on History Channel or, Travel Channel, or what's the other one? Whatever they call it, Discovery. We do a live program. They do documentaries about UFOs. We do a live show that gets into the very depth of what's happening here. I'm also a contactee. I'm also from outer space, originally from Mars, at least one of the planets I'm from. My parents are on a spaceship watching the show right now, believe it or not. Yours truly, and all of you here are being seen on a spaceship of the Ashtar Command as we broadcast. Yes, indeed. Now, whether you believe that's possible, it doesn't matter whether you believe that's possible. It is absolutely happening right now. They're watching everything. They hear everything. They see everything right now on this show. So my space family, my biological cosmic family is watching it with other people from the Ashtar Command on a spaceship. So we have an audience bigger than just TikTok. We have an audience in space. Now, who can ever say that? What other UFO show out there in the world can say they have a spaceship with Ashtar people on it watching a show? Really? I wager not one. All right. Okay, let's see. Ariel says, Commander, is Ashtar going to let Russia launch nuclear weapons? So I want to talk about that. I was going to wait till Saturday to Ashtar Command night, but because I'm with the Ashtar Command, I've been watching the threats of nuclear war, and it must be talked about. So there's no way I can avoid that subject because it is definitely something I'm concerned about from a space perspective. And I think it's important to understand this to be true. And I will wait till we get everybody in here. I want to at least broadcast what I need to say on behalf of the Ashtar Command in regards to any nuclear conflict on the planet Earth. And that is of a concern. So we will definitely talk about that. We'll get into interviewing people. I'm really going to get into a lot of things here on the scales that we normally do, but it has to be stated. Austin, good to see you. Half Pint's been seeing visions. Where was I born on Mars? I came from Mars. Now, whether I was born on Mars, I don't ever remember that part of it, but I did live on Mars, and that's where I came from initially before coming here. But before I came here, I was on a spaceship with the Ashtar Command. My space body is on stasis right now on a separate spaceship that has my body well protected. Chesno, one of our moderators, has his body protected on the same spaceship, as well as Johnny of the Third Kind, Kit Kat, and also my dear friend April in Vermont. All our bodies are protected in stasis. If you don't know what stasis is, I'll explain it later. Hey, Anna, good to see you. Hello, Sharon. Good evening. Good evening, Laura. How old are you, and do you age in space? I never get into age. I've always talked about the process of age as an Earth-based thing. But on the ship, if we were in our physical space body, the aging process, it would be if I were physically awake in my space body, I would be thousands of years old. I'd look about 20 or 30 right now, if I were in my space body and not in my human body here. Hey, John. John says cranberry. I'm not sure what that's in reference to. Hey, let's see. Visions of nuclear war, Half Pint. So I'm going to talk about that. Hey, Cliff, I'm going to talk about that. And hey, Gary, good to see you. Have you heard from Shy? No, Shy I'm sure she's aware that we're here. I don't think she's on TikTok right now. I think she's not right now on TikTok because I haven't seen her account on here. But I know she probably does check in probably as an alias somehow. But I will get into what is being threatened by on your planet Russia. There is a signed agreement that the Russian leader has put down stating the use of possible nuclear weapons. I want to state very clearly, I know that's a concern when I was seeing that part. I don't watch a lot of TV, but that little snippet of news concerns me. Oh, we're doing well, Red Boy. Good to see you. So that does concern me, and I just want to put any fears, I want to lay any fears that people have on the planet right now. I was going to, like, say, wait till Saturday for us to talk about this, and I think it needs to be dealt with. Wisdom says, I love to 20 again. Clutch City Pariah, red wine, I'm taking 2 pills. I hope a thinner, healthier version of me is in stasis. I'm sure it is there, not just Nicole. Let's see here. Don De La Cruz, good to see you. Cisco, have you read the Urantia book? Many years ago, I read parts of it. I'm not a shapeshifter, no. Mad Genius, I'm just strictly here in human form. And when I go back on the ship into my space body at some point, I will still be in human form, but in my space body, I'm about probably 8 feet tall. So I'm going to... Oh, hi. Hey, Mary and Ray, good to see you. Okay, so I want to address this issue of the nuclear possible conflict. So let me give you some historical analysis regarding the Astro Command when I was a kid. The Astro Command prevented nuclear war during the Cold War and had shut down all the nuclear silos all over the world. And the reason they did that is because we were on the brink of, at that point, in the Cold War period up until the end of the Cold War, we were in a situation where you could have had potential nuclear war on the planet Earth. Ed says, who makes your bodysuits? We just create them out of consciousness. No one makes them, so to speak. I'll get to that in a little bit. But I do want to state very clearly, because it is important that we on the planet Earth understand something. And because I work both as a human being and I'm fully activated in my Ashtar consciousness, I will speak as an Ashtar commander at the moment. And I'll speak on this issue because it's really important. When I heard the announcement that the Russian leader, Putin, on Earth was signing whatever he was signing to allow the use of nuclear weapons, one of the things that could be stated is that it's basically a psychological threat to scare people and prevent it from that. Would he really do it? Do leaders on Earth want to test that water? Does a leader of the United States on planet Earth really want to test that water? I think a mistake was made, and a aggression of a human being who is still involved in running a country on Earth made a big mistake. It was fueling the fire on the planet of a possible conflict of nuclear weapons. So I want to speak on this because this is important to the people of Earth. And I am now speaking very clearly without any hesitation in every word I say with the truth that I can speak. Nuclear war will not be allowed on this planet. Nuclear war will not be allowed on this planet. To any people that are in Russia who are in government listening to this broadcast right now on encounters, you will not be allowed to use nuclear weapons against any nation, nor any weapons, be it nuclear or non-nuclear, must cease to exist. Do you understand? So for people that have messaged me who have been concerned about this announcement of this nuclear weapons possibility, it will not be allowed. The nuclear weapons will be destroyed. They'll be neutralized. No country will be allowed to use nuclear weapons. Your focus as human beings must be this: Your focus must be peace. Your focus and your prayers must be of light, must be of love. Your understanding has to be at the highest levels of consciousness. Do you understand? As I speak now, I speak within a very strong energy from the Ashtar Command. I'm not channeling anything. I don't channel anything. I am speaking before you on behalf of the Ashtar Command, which is watching what I'm saying right now on the spaceship. Because they are not physically in my room to speak, I am speaking for them. They trust me to speak for them. When I go on the ship, when that happens, before contact, I will be speaking to you as I am here in a spacesuit. But I'm now here speaking to you in my room, in a living room, because of this potential threat of a nuclear conflict, of nuclear weapons. It will not be allowed. It's against universal law, and these weapons will be neutralized. And if you don't think they're seriously able to neutralize the weapons, they are. I hadn't planned on doing this type of broadcast here, but because of that, I also have to be very clear, because I am from the Ashtar Command. I can't just sit here as a talk show host and not talk about this from an Ashtar Command perspective, because I am also a space person, what you would call starseed. And not only that, if the nuclear weapons were allowed to be used, the reverberation of the energy from those weapons would affect the whole universe, would affect other planetary systems of life. It would affect every single aspect of life beyond Earth. The vibrations of this energy would affect all life forms. Do you understand? No one's going to be allowed to nuke anybody. The space people, our ships, will neutralize every single nuclear weapon that's attempted to be used. The fact that you're still living here, whatever age you are, whatever generation you're from, understand something. During the Cold War, before many of you were born, there was a Cold War on this planet. Nuclear weapons were being tested and used in the 1950s and 60s, and the nuclear silos was shut down by the space people. They were shut down. That's why you're still here. That's why this Earth is still one piece. That's why the inner Earth still exists. That's why the whole planet is here. Right now, again, the threat by a world leader to use nuclear weapons because another leader has given another country not nuclear weapons, but weapons to use into another country. All these weapons have to be stopped. The Ashtar Command won't proceed if any use of nuclear weapons by Russia or any country, doesn't matter who the country is, the countries that have the nuclear weapons will be neutralized. They have to be neutralized. They will be neutralized. Okay? And I was pondering and meditating before I came on tonight for most of the day when I heard this announcement, should I talk about this? And the answer was, I have to. I have to just get on here and give a message on behalf of the Ashtar Command. I have to do this. So there's nothing to be afraid of. What we must do is be empowered in our light and our understanding of who we are. Many of you know this. You know who you are. You know why you're here. Many of you are starseed. Many of you are learning who you are. Many of you are having sightings of spaceships now, what you call UFOs, actually spaceships. All the ships that people are seeing now that are starting to show themselves are because it's time for people to see them. That's how it's going to start. No one can stop it. No government can stop it. Doesn't matter where the government is, no matter what agency it is, what department it is, they cannot stop what's going to happen. And all these other things and these wars and these conflicts are going to have to stop. They're going to have to stop. They can't go on like this. They won't be allowed. So right now, I am speaking on behalf of the Ashtar Command off planet. Again, if you're new to my show, I am not channeling any messages. I don't channel anything. I'm fully activated. I have all the information I need to speak of here, and I speak very clearly. You will not see any hesitation in my words. I have no fear of what I'm saying. I speak very strongly in my spiritual understandings because I come from that cosmic realm before coming to Earth. So let me explain. Let me also answer the question. Laura Sutton says, will you all take us up in space before you stop the bombs? There won't be any nuclear war. When contact happens in 2026, it will happen without any nuclear weapons being used on the planet. This particular Earth in this timeline is not going to be in a timeline of conflict. Although the threats are there, the space people of the Ashtar Command will stop any nuclear weapons from being used. The reverberational effects of a nuclear war would reverberate beyond Earth. When the hydrogen bomb was dropped on Hiroshima, that's when the Ashtar Command came in force through the Cold War and quietly shut down all the nuclear facilities. And that bomb, the nuclear bomb, the hydrogen bomb, so to speak, when it was used, reverberated all this energy out into space that affected other planets and other life forms. That's when the space people came to Earth for that particular period of the Cold War. Now understand something. The space people have been here for billions of years. Billions of years, not 10 years, not 100 years, billions and billions of years. Not in a mass amount of ships as they are now, but they have been here. Okay. So as I'm speaking to you, I'm speaking right now fully in my consciousness as a space person. And if you wonder how I can do that, no question about it. I'm able to switch consciousness. I can switch back and forth between regular human consciousness and space consciousness. I'm now speaking within my space consciousness. This is the way I'd be speaking if I were in my space body. On the ship, I'd be speaking like this. So now you're getting an example of how I would speak before you on Earth if I were in my physical space body. And again, my plan to come on here was not to have this discussion, but this is what I'm being guided to do. And the Ashtar Command is watching this program on the spaceship. They have a monitoring control system. It's a white room, sort of, and they have monitoring screens that monitor the whole planet from the ship. Okay? So they're watching right now. Hey, Ryan, good to see you. And I can switch back and forth within 2 seconds. I can switch back to regular CmdrAleon and Space CmdrAleon. 2 seconds. Yes, hundreds of cases of UFOs take control of test sites and silos. They won't allow it to happen. Absolutely so fully. Super welcome to the show. And we'll definitely be interviewing people tonight. But I had a message for the planet that I had to bring forth. I couldn't sit here and not talk about this. When I speak of these things, I'm speaking for the consciousness of humanity and for all life forms on Earth. I'm speaking for all of you. I'm speaking on behalf of all of you. But I'm also speaking on behalf of the Ashtar Command, our space brothers and sisters who care about this planet, who care about all life forms. Laura Sun says, do you ever come to the Gulf of Mexico? Oh, I'm sure there are ships. I'm sure there are ships in the oceans and in the Gulf of Mexico. I'm sure there are ships in there in the oceans. The people, the men and women, and the young adults of the Ashtar Command, the people that are from other planets, they are vegetarian. They don't eat meat or anything. They are vegetarian. Good question. Tammy, good to see you. So we'll now go into more of an interview setting, but I just want people to be aware that the Ashtar Command loves everybody on this planet, all life forms. Every life form is loved. Shane says, all the new weird pain I'm going through due to any ascension, as we have heard. Yeah, I mean, you might be everyone's going through different things. Some people might be going through changes in their consciousness and the way they think. Some people might be having different pain in a leg or something, different things happening. Other people, not that. Other people are just having a beautiful time going with the flow of the energy. So it's going to be different for everybody. Hey, Sebastian, good to see you. I'm at Noble, good evening. So we're going to, definitely hear your stories. One Universal Love, good evening. And again, if you're new to the show, once in a while, this has to be done, or doesn't have to be done. But because my consciousness is just not a human consciousness, I'm aware of everything and everything. I'm aware of everything and everything and anything. There are times when I have to shut it off. Like there are times when I say to myself, I need to just shut it off and be in the human experience. And I do. During the day when I'm working, I'm in the human experience. But I'm also very aware of everything else that's around me. And I'm sure many of you are now too. Susie Q, thank you for the live on air gift. I appreciate that. So we're getting towards the end of November, and we're getting into the month of December soon. We're about 13 months away from contact. 13 months, I'm keeping track. 13 months away from contact in 2026. Now, that's a long ways away. In many ways, it's a long ways away. It's not that far away, folks. There's going to be different things happening on this planet, distractions that will be occurring to get people distracted from what's really important. Don't be distracted. Don't be distracted at all by your media on the planet, by other things. Don't let the distractions get you. Stay focused, stay resolute, and stay strong in your cosmic spirit. Stay strong in your cosmic spirit. Why do I say this? Because there's going to be distractions coming your way between now and 2026. Don't let yourself be distracted. There's going to be contact, and it's coming soon, and the increased sightings are just the beginning. I've seen more people recording stuff in the last few weeks all over the place that are actually recording and documenting non-terrestrial activity of spaceships, what you call UFOs or UAPs. They're actually documenting them. Okay? You also be aware. Make sure you're documenting everything out there in the sky that is not a conventional aircraft. With the date, the location, and the time of your sighting, document it. If you're driving on a road somewhere and something weird in the sky is happening, pull over, document it. You're the eyes and ears of disclosure. You are the eyes and ears of disclosure. Do you understand? Every one of you. Terry says, I'm trying to be patient. Just don't take the word try out. My human level, I sometimes get the same way, Terry. But just take the word trying out and just meditate when you're feeling you're not going to be patient. Just do some meditation. Take some deep breaths, listen to some higher frequency space music, and just put yourself in that space and you'll be fine. Yes, I think it's Annabelle. Yes. The space people from off planet do walk among you. There are many of them still on Earth walking amongst you. They live, and some of them are even married to Earth-based humans. They live quietly among you, and they do exist, and they do walk among us. Yes, that's happened since the 1950s, maybe a little bit earlier. Lisa says, are some of us hybrids? Some of you might be, and I wouldn't put that out of the question. But most starseed that come here from directly a different planetary race of beings, of people. So many of you are not hybrids, but some of you might be. So it is possible, Lisa. One universal love. Commanders, if they could give us a message, please. The message I just gave from the Ashtar Command, I just gave at the beginning of my broadcast, is that we will not allow any world leader to threaten the use of nuclear weapons on the planet. That is the message. That's the message to the planet. That's the message to all the leaders of the planet Earth. And the one that has signed a document stating they would use nuclear weapons, that will not be allowed. That's the message. Tammy says, how do you find out if I'm more than human? Well, you're human, but you are more than human. So the way to do that is through meditation, through asking questions, of course, like you're doing now, Tammy. Many people are what they call starseed. So before you came here and had a human family, Tammy, you most likely came from off planet with a cosmic family from some other planetary system. It means going within, meditating, and focusing within yourself. And you'll actually, if you listen to yourself and through meditation, you'll get the answer regarding where you come from. Hey, Frankie Island Girl, I'm new. Can you tell me about RH negative? So, Frankie, the RH negative thing doesn't matter in terms of the consistency to whether you're from another planetary system, whether you're from a different solar system, whether you are a space, whether you are actually a starseed, you are a starseed. But the blood types, people need to not worry about the blood types in terms of whether they are from another world. The blood types have nothing to do with it. It has to do with your consciousness. It's your consciousness. If you open your consciousness, it doesn't matter what your blood type is. So one of the things I would teach people is don't worry about your blood type. It doesn't matter. If you think that if you don't have the right blood type, you're not going to be able to go and meet your star family and go to the stars, the blood type has nothing to do with it. So you can be at peace about the RH blood type. The RH blood type will have no effect on your contact with space people. I was just thinking about a book I found years ago mentioning Palladians. Oh, beautiful, Lisa. Thank you, One Years for Love. Yeah, Chesno is one of my really good, moderators, and he's been with the show, and he's a friend of mine personally, and so we're glad to have him in here. It's our DNA. Yes, it's in the DNA. That's right, Deanne. I don't know that hybrids are hybrids mostly RH negative. I don't know. I don't really focus, Ash, on whether they're negative or positive. It doesn't matter what they are. It's the fact that people just need to focus on consciousness, not on what their blood type is. The blood type has nothing to do with whether or not you're connected to a specific race of beings, Palladian and Andromedans, whatever it might be. It has no bearing on that. Are rainbows portals? I would say some of them are. Some of them are just rainbows. But yeah, that's a great question. I think some rainbows are, Yusef. It's a good question. Personally, when I see a good rainbow, I take a picture. Are rainbows portals? They could be. Some of them could be. Moffat said it would be a colossal waste of money to bother making them. Bother making what? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what that's in reference to, because Gypsy says, our species has been and is unable not to be a violent race, killing our own race. And Gypsy, we have for billions of years, actually for millions of years that we can know of, there have been many wars on the planet. But that's all going to change. That's all coming to a change. Our planet's going to go to a shift that has never been evolved in before. But it is true what you're saying. That's true about our history. But the planet is definitely going to shift into a much different paradigm shift, which is going to be before contact happens. Sharon says, I had a blood transfusion when I was a baby. Let's see here. I'm just reading comments as I see them. Youssef, I appreciate your question. Scroll up, laugh, test limits. Let's see. I'm trying to see. Let's see. Okay. And Half Pint, very true. We're going to have a beautiful world, and you're absolutely right. Now, Half Pint, Mary and Ray up in the Appalachian Mountains, they have contact directly with the Anunnaki. They're up in the Appalachians. And the Anunnaki are also here. They're part of the Ashtar Command. The Anunnaki are here to help the Earth and protect our planet. You're welcome, Laura. Celestial Council, hey, Celestial Council, Essential will be 2729. And that might be possibly accurate, but contact will be in 2026. Thank you, Yusef, for the share. We appreciate it. And we will definitely, thank you for the follow, Joan. Thank you so much. We appreciate you all. And it will. Francis, it definitely will. You're right. Rocco, do we live under the ocean? So I will answer that question. There are several, at least 7 Ashtar Command cities under the oceans of the planet in very remote areas of the Earth. There are definitely space cities within our oceans directly. These cities have been here for a very long time. I can't tell you exactly how long, but they've been there for a long time. I call them space cities. They are well protected, and they're in the very deepest ends of our oceans, several different parts of our planet. Hey, Hetty, good to see you. Hey, Johnny. Good to have you with us, Johnny. Johnny is also here with us. And we're glad to have Johnny here with us. No, the Mad Genius, I am an Ashtar Commander. I'm not part of anything other than I am a star being. I am a Christed conscious being of light, and my parents are on a spaceship, and I am a space person, as well as human. Jeeping, I think Mountain says, can they be in freshwater lakes? Yes, they could be. If the lakes are big enough, they could have, some underwater bases there. Matter of fact, I would say all over the world where there are big, deep lakes, be it in the Alps or wherever it might be, there probably are space bases in the waters. I'm just reading your comments here. Oh yeah, mer people, Mary 7. Yes, mer people do exist. As a matter of fact, my friend April, Friends with Fairies, has been on the ships and to the oceans and has met the mer people. Personally, has met the mer people. The mer people do exist. Absolutely correct. Rivers, no, not so much, Greta. Rivers, it would have to be a big area, like a big lake, a deep lake, or the oceans or seas. That's where the bases would be. Adrian Rubio, does God exist? Of course. God exists everywhere. God actually created all the planetary systems, all the galaxies, all the solar systems, all the multidimensional realities were created by what you call God or the Creator. So God does exist. Just look at God differently than the 3D world. On this planet, you look at God as in religion, which is a mistake because God has no religion. God exists, just God exists. On other planets, they don't have religions to worship a God. Only on Earth do you have that on your planet. You have religions to worship God or gods or whatever you want to call it. You create all these other things that are separations from the Creator. So yes, God does exist universally. And the word universal means everywhere. Debbie says, I live in the largest chain of lakes in the U.S. So in the largest section of chain lakes, Debbie, it would be that there would be like galactic portals, also, and also possibly spaces, or space cities or space bases under the water of the lakes. Yeah. So if you want to follow Kim Mills, my friend April in Vermont, she has a TikTok. It's Friends with Fairies 1111, and she's on. She comes on at different times. But if you follow her, you'll be able to interact with a beautiful person and a sister, and she's here to help the planet. And she and I work together, and sometimes I'm able to have her on Saturday nights. We do an Ashtar Command night. Some nights we do have her on Saturdays when I can get her on here. Celestial Councilmanships and speak. I'm going to bring Celestial Council on here. Celestial Council, you're my first guest. Let's get into interviewing some people now. And you have to be over 18. No foul language, no kids on the show, no smoking, no vaping, no drugs, no drunks, no alcohol, no liquor, whatever. No paranormal discussion, no religion, no politics. Celestial Council, come on up. Just press the accept button there or go to the multi-guest option. You'll be the first guest on Encounters tonight. I got to have a sip of my apple cider. I've been talking so much. Well, I'm supposed to be talking because I'm doing a talk show, but I'm going to have to drink some apple cider. Thank goodness for apple cider. Let's see here. Celestial Council. Terry Venus, do you pray to God? All the space people and all the planets, in a sense, pray to God, not in the same way that Earth-based humans pray to God or worship, but all the star people, all the people from other planetary systems love God, because God is universal. They love God, but not in any religious sense of the 3D world. On Earth, God has been distorted by Earth-based religions, unfortunately. On this planet, not you personally, but the planet, the way it's set up, has structured it and separated what God really is. Kai 53, someone said a challenge for someone who says you're Palladian. And one of the things I like people to know about is if you think you're a Palladian or Andromedan or whether you're Arcturian, all you have to do is go within, learn to meditate, and focus on higher vibrational frequencies of music and ask your inner self, your higher self, who are you? Where are you from? What planet are you from? If you do that, you have the ability to get the answer. Every one of you has that ability, but we rely on others out there to tell us who we are when we already will have that answer encoded in our bodies, in our DNA. We just have to tap into that. Hey, Georgia Peach, good to see you. You're welcome, Adrian. Good question. Does Jesus still do miracles? So Greta, so on Earth-based religions, they always talk about Jesus the miracles. The Jesus that my friend April has seen on the spaceships is a very beautiful, cool person, funny, humorous, has his own family. Does Jesus do miracles? I think what Jesus wants us to know is that we are empowered in our light, and that when we eventually are able to be part of the galactic worlds of peace, that we will all be able to have the ability to heal ourselves and heal the things around us when we get to that level, to that frequency level, that vibrational pattern, right? So does Jesus still do miracles? I can't answer that question. Only Jesus can answer that question, and he's on a spaceship off planet, so I can't really answer that question. I would have to refer that question to my friend April, who has met Jesus. In terms of that question, I would ask April, my friends with Fairies 1111. If I get on Saturday night, we'll definitely pose that question about Jesus doing miracles. It's a great question. I would have to hold off on that until I have better information. But that's a great question. I mean, he does do things. He actually does. He has definitely activated my friend April to do certain things to help the planet and help people. So I would say yes in that respect, and this is done on a level of helping another space person who's in a human body like April, like I am here. So yes, I would say yes in that context, but I would have to refer to April for more information on how that works. Oh, Debbie's close to Lake Michigan. Yeah, that whole lake area, in the depths of those lakes, there's also a galactic portal, Debbie, that exists. There's these portals all over the planet. And even in the big lake regions, there are portals where the ships come in and go out. That's why there's so many sightings up in the Great Lakes area. A lot of sightings, actually, right now. Is April from Mars? I'm not sure what planet she's from. I don't think she's from Mars. But off planet, we went to school together. Went to a galactic school. Chesno also was part of that. Johnny was part of that. And then also Kit Kat, who's on here, one of our 5. We all, believe it or not, we all went to galactic school together, all of us. It's a long story, and down the road in the history of the planet Earth, going into the new Earth, many things will be said, and maybe even a little book can be written about how this all happened here. It's an amazing story. Are you asking, Tigger 210, are the space people in the mountains? Well, there are actually in the mountains, like Mount Shasta, in the Himalayan mountains, going into the mountains in some other parts of the world, there are actually entrances into what we call space bases that are in the mountains. These space bases are very active. They've been there for probably millions of years, if not more. And so there are bases, depending on the planet, in different parts of the world. Yeah, April's TikTok is it's actually Friends with Fairies 1111. That's Friends with Fairies Connected 1111. That's her account. So if you see her on there, you can. She might get on during the day sometimes, and definitely in the evening. Stop and say hello, hang out with her, and you'll have a great time. Yeah, we definitely put a shout out to my friend April always. Let's see here. Yes, Friends with Fairies 1111. Hey, Gigi, Berlin, good to see you. Can we work with crystals, Cindy Lou? Of course. If you knew, Cindy, how many crystals I have here, and very soon this room that I'm in now has crystals in it. My whole meditation room's going into this room here that I'm in. I'm going to have crystals. You're going to see, when I get this set up, you're going to see this room is going to look like a spaceship with crystals in it. It's going to be crazy. I got pyramid salt lamps that are amazing. I've got a big amethyst cathedral. I got a number of crystals. All the crystals I have are ET activated crystals. Every single crystal. And it's just, I got a lot of crystals here. Yes, Sebastian, we do. You know we do. We love the cider. Okay. User 869. We're going to bring you up. User 869. I'm going to bring you up as a guest. Leona's coming up. She's going to be our first guest. So all she has to do is accept my guest request and pop up on the screen, and we'll have her as a guest on the show. If you're not sure how to do this, go to the guest options, the multi-guest options on your TikTok. Press that. I can bring you up right up the show here that way. And you can come right on the show that way for sure. Okay? And we appreciate everybody, all the new viewers, everybody finding the show. I hope you're enjoying it. And so, let's see. Dana, a very interesting question. ETs created crystals. I think the crystals were created by the creator that created all the planets. So the crystals were created by the creator. We just happen to be the ones who benefit from finding the crystals or getting the crystals and knowing how to use them. Great question. That's right. It is delicious, Mad Genius. Wendy says, I have a very special rock. And that's a beautiful thing, Wendy, because you have a special rock. You have actively activated it. You work with it. That's a beautiful thing. That's exactly what I do with all my crystals. I work with the crystals sometimes when I need to. And I keep my crystals, I let them get energy from the moon. I also put them on the water to purify them, and then I put them back where they're going to be. So always you want to keep your crystals very clear and clean. Thank you, Yusef. I appreciate that. I'm off at yes, true. UFOs shut them down every time they tried to launch, so they stopped making them. Yes, it's powerful. Yeah, I do believe that, Wendy M. That's a beautiful thing. Where's Leona Tree? Leona Tree said she wanted to come up, and I wanted to bring Leona Tree up. Where is she? Hey, Karen Morgan. Leona Tree, where are you? You know, I'm good at talking. I can talk for 2 hours, but I want to do some interviews too. Leona Tree, where are you? Antonio's the great. Yes, we are here to bring positivity and to bring cosmic truth on the subject of what's happening. And I've been in this thing for a long time. I've been a contactee since I was a kid. And the one thing is, you'll see people popping up with videos when something big happens with UFOs. Everyone on TikTok is making a UFO video, people I've never heard of before, talking UFOs, right? I'm saying, who are these people? Where'd they come from? You know, and then they go back into the whatever. But here, the consistency is, I've been on most nights consistently dealing with everything in the spiritual realm of UFO areas, the space people. With contact, we deal with people that are being visited by space people, people that have been abducted, people that have recorded crop circles or documented crop circles, people that are talking about, like we talked about the cities in the ocean, the disclosure hearings in Washington, which were basically, from my perspective, worthless. And they were worthless because there was no disclosure whatsoever. And they happened for what, 1 day? 1 day of absolutely only a few things were stated that we already talked about on our show here for the last almost 2 years, that there are space bases in the oceans. And they talked about UFOs coming out of the oceans. Why? Why do they come out of the oceans? Where do they come from in the oceans? They come from inner Earth places, or they come from space bases in the oceans. And now they're all having a hearing and say, oh, you're telling us that there are there are UFOs coming out of the oceans. Oh, really? And these Congress people wear their suits and their dresses or whatever they wear, sit there and say, wow, we just had a revelation. They come from the oceans. Now, you know, on this show, April and I have talked about the space cities in the oceans way before any congressional hearings ever happened. So, you want the cosmic truth? You're not going to get it from CNN, NBC, ABC, BBC, or NEC. You're going to get it here on Encounters, and also from my friend April, Friends with Fairies 1111. That's where you're going to get the truth about what's happening. We're going to give you that truth. We always will. Cindy says that I dreamed about crystals last night. They were speaking to me. And you know what? Who's to say they're not? You know, crystals are energy. And if you're connected with that crystal, you know, absolutely. And Anita Garcia, hello, Commander. Do you feel about the war and our survival? What I did give a message earlier in my Astro Command consciousness about the possibilities of nuclear war on Earth. It's not going to be allowed to happen. It does concern me as a human being, but also as an Astro Command person in human form, in my consciousness, we will not let nuclear war happen on the planet. We just won't allow it. There's no way we're going to allow this planet to be destroyed. It just won't be allowed. I talked about that a little bit earlier. The good news is this show is being recorded. It'll be on my YouTube channel for people that have missed the part of my broadcast where I did go into that within my Astro Command consciousness. So we're not going to let that happen. The more you reveal about seeing UFOs, the more family and friends turn their backs on you. And you know what, Yusuf? It just shows you that you're in the truest form, being who you are. You have to be who you are. Now, if your family and friends turn their backs on you, then they were never your family and friends. You'll find if you're going to find here in my show more people that are going to connect with you, that will love you for who you are, revealing about what you're experiencing, then you're going to get sometimes from your family or friends. Sometimes who the people that were your friends, when you reveal to them that you are a star seed or that you are videotaping or documenting and seeing things like this, if they don't want to hear it, then they're not your friends. Then you find new friends. And here on this show, you'll find a lot of friends here. You'll find a lot of people here. They might be in the same country, the same state, the same city. You're going to find a lot of friends here. Absolutely. Yeah, so ET crystals, selenite, Lemurian starseed crystals, even what you call the amethyst are definitely ET-related crystals of high vibration. Selenite crystals, there's a number of them. There's some crystals, Tibetan crystals that are very high in frequency. There are a number of crystals. And you always want to have high vibrational crystals. If you're going to create a meditation room, you want to have high vibrational extraterrestrial crystals. They'll bring a high vibration into the patterns of your room. 1 a.m. to the very special rock. Let me see here. Am I missing comments? Let's see. I'm just looking here. Yeah, when they launched the other day, you can see a UFO shot the rocket out of the air. So, yeah, there are documented videos people are taking of what you call spaceships from rockets being launched that are being destroyed by spaceships. I have seen those videos. Shogun Love. So just to reiterate in terms of how long space people live, they live thousands upon thousands of years. Many of them look to be 20 or 30 years old, and they're thousands of years old. In terms of the limits of how long they live, I don't know the exact time period or length of life, but they live to be thousands upon thousands of years old. So when you look at human beings live to be, maybe if they get to 100 or 104, maybe 110, depending what country they're in human years, they look like they're really old. But the space people off planet, the aging process is way different. The aging process is really different. Space people that are maybe thousands of years old could, like I say, when you see them and they say I'm 1,001 years old, they can look to be 30. Absolutely look to be 30, without a question. They would look like your son or daughter going to a university to go to school. That's how young they would look. And their kids, would look younger, obviously, and still, how would you know the difference at that point, right? Good question. There's some really good questions here about the space people, how long they live. So they do live thousands upon thousands of years old. Now, I've read stories about space people that are 20,000 years old. Is that possible? Sure it is. Sure it's possible. And those ones that look to be 20,000 years old, if that's the case, still look to be 30 or 40 years old. There's not this wrinkling of the hair. There's not hair falling out. The faces are not falling apart. They don't have the loss of teeth or whatever. Their bodies are beautifully perfect in every way. Their kids, beautifully perfect in every way. Amazing questions tonight. Really amazing questions. Really good questions. Let me see here. I'm just going down here trying to catch things. Yeah, one damn, you're right. And that's exactly what I do. Every few weeks I have to, I put them under water and also put them under, when there's a new moon, I'll put them outside sometimes to give them new energy. Hematite, yes. User 869, I'm going to try to bring you up here. User 869, I just sent you a request to come up live. You got to be able to do it. There's got to be a way. Leona Tree. Leona Tree. Hopefully we can get you up here. I just sent you a request. And if you want to be a guest on the show, if you've had any sightings or visitations from space people, go into the multi-guest option. You have to be over 18. No kids on the show, no smoking, no vaping on the show, no drunks, no drugs, no drinking, no alcohol, no paranormal discussion, no religious discussion, and also no political discussion. And no cursing. Yeah, that's the key thing. No cursing on the show too. Let's see. Hartfield, did I miss the follow-up to the one in this morning? You didn't miss anything yet. We're just going with the flow of things here. Let me see what I got in the queue here. We're going to bring Hairball up, who's a friend of the show first. The ball rolling, no pun intended. And hopefully we'll get that other person, that woman up here, who's trying to get up, and I don't know what's happening with TikTok. Hairball, good evening. Welcome.
Hey, good evening.
Good to have you with us.
Thanks. How you been?
We're doing good. We're trying to answer so many questions tonight, and we started off, of course, with a really important message from my Ashtar consciousness regarding the threat of nuclear war.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, we're just very concerned about that. The command is, I'm sure, alert, and their personnel on the ships are watching how this person operates. They will not, and again, that will not be allowed to occur.
That's good news.
Yeah, absolutely. So what would you like to share with us tonight?
Well, as you know, as I reached out to you a couple weeks ago, we have what you believe to be Ashtar ships in the Maryland area, and in fact, they're on the West Coast from what I've seen. Yeah, I've been to I live in Maryland, near Baltimore. I've been to Delaware, where I still see them. Florida, just recently came back from Florida. They were there as well.
Yes, Florida's having sightings too. Yeah.
The thing is, anybody could see them right now because they're stationary. They just look like stars. To me they're disguised as stars. So if you're on the East Coast, you should be able to find them pretty easily.
And right now, and I'm going to show a video or two from Arizona. There are two people on TikTok, maybe more. There's two people on TikTok that have really good video of spaceships that are over Arizona. And this is from, I think, within the last week or so or two. And it's amazing. And again, this is for educational purposes only. And I'll be showing them in a few minutes. I'll be showing some of the footage from Arizona that you need to see. You might have seen some of these videos already on TikTok, but this is why I think people are really tuning in. Some of the people out there are really getting some good footage of spaceships that are not ours. And when you see them, you'll know they're not our spaceships. They're not reverse engineered. You're going to see actually really decent footage as best it could be with the technology we have in our cameras on phones. So yeah, you're going to be in for a treat.
Now, those the things that I'm seeing, are they do they actually have Ashtar people in them, or are they?
So when you look at the stars, and I know this for a fact. I can look at the sky, in a clear sky in New England. I know that there are stationary Ashtar ships. There's about 6 of them in different sectors of the sky. These are huge ships that are stationary. They'll have multicolored lights. You'll see them if you look close enough. And sometimes they might move a little bit, but you'll know that they're not regular stars by the color of the multicolored reflection of light that they pulsate off of their ships. And they hang around in an area where the stars are, but you'll know instinctively, as you do, you know this already, you just stated it, you have an inner sense that they are not stars, and they're not. They're spaceships.
Yeah, I have many videos and photos. And from what I could tell, it looks like there's the shape of blocks. Like the ship itself has a block shape to it, like bricks.
Some of them might have that, or it might be kind of not so much a block as just the way the vibrational pattern is, and that's the way you're seeing it. But most of them are very big, and there's 6 or 7 of these, what I call starships, that are located in in different areas of our planet, off planet, beyond our atmosphere, and they've been here for a long time. And that's unrelated to the fact that there are many, many armadas of spaceships coming to Earth right now that are cloaked, some that are not cloaked. There's a lot of stuff going on right now, a lot of ships going on coming in here. So one of the things people here might want to know is that they have to use discernment. We also have reverse engineered technology that was given by the lower vibrational ETs to our governments, not just this government, but other governments around the world. And so there's that going on. But you'll be able to know if you see a non-terrestrial high vibrational spaceship, you'll feel the energy is very different than an Earth-based craft that's reverse engineered. You'll feel that the reverse engineered craft has really no energy, and basically want to stay away from those type of spaceships. They're really controlled with our Air Force and our government.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. So what happens every night? Yeah, they're all in the same position every night. I think they like to look like stars, but when you zoom in on them, pretty much, I don't think I've actually seen a star in a long time.
Right.
Yeah. And then as soon as the sun goes down, things will start flying by behind my house.
Interesting.
Almost.
Do you find that when the sun goes down, this is something everyone should know, when the sun's setting, that's the time when the spaceships can be seen. They use the sun as a what's the word for it? They use the sun to cloak them from being seen. So when the sun goes down, if everybody does this, and you look at the sun when it goes down, and it's not as bright, you will see before it goes down. You'll be able, if you're lucky, you'll see some of the ships that are been cloaked through the sun. That sun blocks the ships from being so bright. The sun's so bright, it blocks the spaceships from being seen. But people have documented the spaceships when the sun goes down. It reveals the spaceships because now the sun is not blocking anything with its energy. You can see them.
So I have these videos. They fly by. I don't know, not very high, a couple thousand feet, and they try to. I think they try to look like airplanes or helicopters or something.
They shift. They shift their. That happens. Yeah.
So what happens is they fly behind my trees, and then they'll kind of fly straight back behind my house, and they'll go once they start. One will fly by about every 5 minutes, and they take a different path than the airplanes do here. I'm not far from the airport, but I know the paths of the airplanes.
Oh wow!
And I can definitely tell the difference between the airplanes. I even have the video. I'll send you a video or two. I'll try to find one of my better ones. But they also look like the same thing. They have like these blocks, brick. Once they flash a light, you can get a glimpse of just like a brick structure.
Interesting. You'll have to do that, and I will look at the videos. I've been trying to keep tabs of all the videos that are emailed to me, and I am trying to get to all of them. It's just so much messaging from here and my email. It's been crazy. So I'd like to see that. All right, brother. I want to thank you for coming on here tonight and being the first guest.
Thank you. I'm a huge apple cider fan myself. So.
Oh, good. That's I think the apple cider is what keeps me going. Beyond my.
Good too.
It's like my gasoline energy, cosmically speaking. Hey, Hairball, thanks, man, for coming on here.
Thank you.
All right, we'll let you down gently on the show, and we want to thank Hairball for sharing some stories. This is Encounters, a late-night spiritual UFO talk show. I'm your host, CmdrAleon. We're here to bust the matrix. Disclosure is happening here, not in Washington, not in some big building with people in suits. It's going to be happening. It will be happening, and it is happening right here on this show. Right here. You know it. I know it. We know it. Together, we are doing it. So that's where it's going to happen. So again, if you are having encounters, if you are having visitations by space people from other worlds, and you physically have had contact, please come up on the show, share your stories. I'll hear somebody in the early 60s. I feel a grave visited me. I live in Colorado Springs. It came and it healed me. Interesting. And so again, like I said, if you want to be a guest, you have to be over 18. If you fake it, you will not make it. That's right. Meaning, when I say if you fake it and you say you're 18 and you're not 18 or over 18, you fake it and you try to make it, you'll not be here. All right? That's a good one. All right? And so if you have encounters, if you've had been abducted and you've had problems with lower vibe ETs abducting you, I will help you. I'm also able, with the palm of my hands, to actually remotely on my show here, I've documented it numerous times where I've taken out the implants and destroyed them from low vibe ETs. I do that. It's like learning how to, it's like driving a car. Like I can drive the car with my eyes open, which is the way you're supposed to do it, and I know how to drive. I can take out an implant remotely out of somebody's body, wherever it is, and destroy it. And there are people on here who are watching the show have actually had their implants taken out with me on the program here. Hello, when would you be showing the video? I'm going to show one of the videos now. And again, get on the list if you wish to be interviewed. You have to have over 50 followers. And if you do, we'll put you on the show. If you want to be on video, you have to have over 500 or 600, I think now. They keep changing the rules here on TikTok. And we'll have you on video. You have to be over 18, no foul language, no cursing, no drunks, no drinking, no drugs, no paranormal discussion, no politics, no religion, and no kids on the show. All right, so I'm going to get ready to show a video here, and I will bring it up. Let me just do this here. Yeah. And I'm going to show this video. This was taken 2 days ago in Arizona, in the Tucson area. What I'm going to show you, and again, this is for entertainment purposes only, is an actual video that somebody who's on TikTok, her name is Ari Rivera, and we're going to give her credit for this because this is her video. Let me see if I could bring the volume down first. And we're going to, okay, let me get here, wait a minute. There's two videos. Let me see if there's one video. We're going to show you actually three videos. I think, let me see here. I'm going to show you the video where I think she pulled over. Yeah, we're going to show you the video here. Give me a second. So we're going to get ready for the video here. Give me a minute. I'm going to flip my camera. You're watching Encounters. Let me stop the video. I got to stop it here. What's going on? All right. We're going to go back to the beginning of the video and stop it here. I'm going to show you the other two videos she has of the same thing. Come on now. Stop, stop, stop. Okay. All right. We're ready to do this thing. And this is for entertainment purposes only. And this is from Ara Rivera 2 days ago. I'm going to play the video for you here. This is for entertainment purposes only. Check this out. This is from Tucson, Arizona. Okay? For entertainment purposes only. For entertainment purposes only. UFO sighting, Tucson, Arizona, 2 nights ago. Now she has two other videos here, and this credit goes to Ari Rivera. I'm going to show you the other video in a second here. Let's see if I can go to that video. That's not what I want. Here's the other video here. She's driving, and she pulls over eventually, but here, watch this. Here's the same object. As she's driving, she had to pull over. I'm not sure how many minutes this is. Oh, it's almost over. So is there another one? Here's another one here. Really good footage. And we thank Ari Rivera of Tucson, Arizona. Okay. There's another video that's, I'm going to go back to my screen here in a minute. I'm going to go to the screen, flip the camera. So that's one of the videos that comes from Arizona. So this is what I mean. Things are happening. There's a lot of sightings going on. I'm going to see if I can show you one other sighting. Give me a second here. And I believe there might be more. Let me see here. So I'm pretty aware of a lot of stuff going on. Now, this is pretty weird. I'm not sure if I'm going to show this one yet. I have to do some more research. But there's a lot of stuff going on. I'm looking at a lot of footage here. A lot of footage. All right. So again, if you have a story to talk about, if you've had any sightings like she did, and you want to share your stories, we'd like to hear about them. You have to go into, I have video also from 2 nights ago, Lucas Jackson. Lucas Jackson, I want you to, Lucas Jackson, change your setting to public. We'll have people follow you. And Lucas Jackson, if you go back out, change your setting on your TikTok to public, and then I will just put a sentence down. I have video. We'll have people follow you so you can discuss what you've seen on your end of it, wherever you are. We'll have you be able to discuss some of your stuff, but you got to change the setting on your thing. I can't follow you. In Nevada, Baba Booey says in Nevada was taken at an 8th video soon after the 20th video was the 18th video. Let's see here. Yeah, Lucas. We're going to get Lucas on here once. Now they're going to have to have 50 followers. They have 0 followers. Once they go public on their thing, they'll be able to, hey, Brother Richard, do you think World War III will happen? No. So for people that missed my earlier broadcast when I was in my Ashtar Command consciousness, there will not be the allowance of any nuclear weapons being used in the skies above Earth. These weapons will be neutralized and destroyed, and they will not be allowed to be used against the people or any life forms at all. And I was in a real strong message earlier tonight. If you missed the message, it'll be on my YouTube channel, Ashtar Command Spaceship News, which is my YouTube channel where all the shows are posted. So yeah, Richard, nothing to worry about, brother. And that goes for everybody. And welcome to the show. If you're just tuning in, I appreciate your support. If you want to do any gifting, you can use the TikTok coins. You can also go to my Cash App, which is on my main profile page. There's a link to it. And I'll leave that up to you, what you spiritually want to donate. Should you feel like doing it, you can, for sure. Excuse me. Thank you, Defino. Hey, Defino, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Thank you, Michael, and anyone else. If you feel that what I'm doing here is important, show your support. We've been on here for almost 2 years, diligently doing what we do here to bring you real information on a talk show. I have, from the Ashtar Command, also a talk show host on NPR radio for 21 years and still on it. We've been really here for the purpose of liberating the planet, telling the truth where it's not being told on CNN and NBC and all these other TV networks that refuse to even delve into this. They refuse to even delve into this. They talk about the same thing every day on the news, which is ridiculous. They don't even talk about the fact that they don't even show people's videos of UFOs or spaceships. They talk about the same thing every day. You notice that? Earth-based news is the same thing every day, next day, 5 days a week, 6 days a week, 7 days a week, always the same stuff. They don't tell the people the truth about the cosmic. They don't want to. Could you imagine if every station in the world talked about the cosmic truth? If every nation and every TV station started talking about cosmic truth and about the fact that there are space people coming to Earth? Do you think? Yeah, I don't believe any of that. No politician is going to tell the people the truth. Don't believe it. Don't put your eggs in one apple or eggs in one basket, or so to speak. I don't want to put the eggs in one apple because then it would make the apple cider taste not right. So I'm going to take that back. Put your eggs in a basket, but don't put them in a basket. Anyway, whatever. You know what I mean. I have seen multicolored ships in Michigan in the sky since I was a kid. Can we bring Kim up? Let me see if this will work. Kim, I just sent you a request. I want to see if they'll actually be able to let you come up on audio. And she is able to come up here. I'm amazed.
Oh.
Hey, Kim, how are you?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you so much. No, I'm a fairly new watcher of yours, to be quite honest, but I find this stuff fascinating. And with the ships, it just amazed me because you were talking about it earlier with that other man. And I remember the first time I saw them, I live in Southeast Michigan, and my mom and I had seen it in the sky. Like, I live by Lake St. Clair, and we saw it, it's like from far away, it looks like an orb that's flashing different colors. And we even one night, we tried to find it. We got in the car and drove, and we could never get close enough to it to actually identify what it was. And I still see them to this day periodically. And it's amazing. You were just talking about this. And this has been 30 years now. I've been seeing them periodically, and I've always wondered what they were.
Interesting. So that's a long time. And 30 years. Now, this is interesting. So you tell people around the world whereabouts you are where you're seeing these particular spaceships or UFOs.
Well, I'm in Southeast Michigan. I'm about, I'd say about 20 minutes north of Detroit.
Okay.
And I live a couple of miles off of Lake St. Clair.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I generally see them over that direction toward the lake, east toward the lake. But, and I've always, it's amazing. I just saw one. They're not always above the lake. I do see them in different areas of the sky. And actually, I was asking my husband, I pointed out to him. And even if you look at it with binoculars, you could see the different multicolored lights, but you can't actually make out a shape. So it's just, it's amazing.
Lake St. Clair, is that a really deep lake? You live up in Michigan in that area. Is that a really deep lake?
No, Lake St. Clair isn't too deep. It's not considered one of the Great Lakes, obviously. And it is south of Lake Huron. So Lake Huron's not far from where I am. So I don't know if it's in correlation with that. But
you've had 30 years of sightings, which is amazing. And Kim, what I find interesting is, do you think that the sightings that you've been having are for you to see and that other people aren't seeing them? Or do you think other people in the region have seen them that you know of? Or if they're not, then is the sighting mainly for you to see?
Well, see, I don't know. That's a good question because like I said, originally when I saw it, it was my mom and I saw it together. Mm-hmm. And then when I did see it recently, within the last couple of years, I did point it out to my husband. But I don't know. It's amazing that more people are talking about this, about these things that are in the skies. So yeah. I'm not exactly sure, if more people see them or what, but.
Well, I'm thinking there's a reason you're seeing them. I think there's a connection that you have with whatever space people are in those multicolored ships.
Okay.
I think those sightings are for you. Not necessarily for anybody else. See, that's amazing. And I'm glad you found my show. This is the #1 spiritual UFO talk show on social media. I'm also a professional talk show host on NPR radio in Connecticut here for 21 years on the Cosmic Eye Astronomer radio show on NPR radio. So I've been involved in this thing for a long time. So people are you're going to find when you stick around this show, I'm on at 11 o'clock nightly. Once in a while I take a break. But you'll find you're going to hear a lot of stories here, and you're not alone. There's a lot of people and a lot of things going on here that people need to know about.
Right. Yeah, it seems that way. And I don't know if maybe, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but maybe if it is like sightings for me, like I am very deeply connected to the earth. I want to take care of the earth, and thank you for my comment, whoever commented about my dog, but animals are precious. I have 3 rescue dogs now. I hate littering. I hate, it's we need to take care of this planet, and the creatures that are on it. So I don't know.
Yeah. So, well, you're in a good space because you're going to be addicted. If you're going to have an addiction in life, encounters is the best addiction you can have. My only other addiction is apple cider here in New England.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. Yeah.
It goes all over the place that I'm into apple cider. So yeah.
Right. That's hilarious. So yes,
Kim,
well, thank you. Yes.
I appreciate you. You're a great guest. I appreciate you so much. And if you ever have any other updates or things happening, you're the eyes and ears for us here on Encounters up in that part of the world.
Okay.
And so we appreciate you. And if they come closer, and you get and you can videotape it, and try to videotape it.
I will.
Yeah, videotape some of that stuff. I'd like to see it.
Okay, yeah, definitely. I'll be on the lookout more often now, and now that I know it's more significant, and I will definitely try to get some videos.
All right, well, thank you, because you're sharing that story helped a lot of people that don't know much about the history of UFO activity in that area, and there's a lot of it. So thank you so much for sharing.
Well, thank you for having me on, and I'm so happy I found your show. So thank you for everything.
I'm happy you're here. Oh, thank you. Right. I'll let you off the ship very, very carefully here. I'm going to bring you down, and we're going to see here. We're going to. Okay, so if you wish to be a guest on the show, tell me why you want to tell your story, what your story is. Hey, thank you, Hairball. I'll take a look at it for sure. And again, we are here till we might go past midnight. I think we might go past midnight. We're almost at 100,000. Please show your support. If you don't know how to do that, you can do gifting. I do have a Venmo Cash App on my main page. I don't mention it because I get so involved in all the things I need to share with you and hear your stories. But it does help if you can. You're not forced to do anything. It's up to you. If your inner spirit says, okay, I want to support the commander, go to my Venmo. I do have a Venmo. It's a good app. I use it. And if you go there, it's on my main link on my main page. You can go there and make a donation, whatever you choose. I'm not telling you what to do. Never will. And if you want to use TikTok coins, you can do a donation, use a TikTok gift. Susie Q, thank you. We appreciate that too. Okay? A little promotional support announcement here for us on the show. And again, thank you, Kim. So I know people out there, many of you, there's over 400 people around the world. I cannot believe that there's not one person out there that's not being visited by space people. If you're being visited, that's my first question. I like to do this every once in a while and quiz my audience. Who here, who's never been interviewed before, is actually having visitations, but you've been too shy to talk about it or had no place to talk about it? Who here is being visited by space people from off planet, physically visited? Who? Anybody? Come on now. There's 424 people in here. I know somebody is, or more than someone is, being visited. I'm going to look at the comments here and see what happens. Not just Nicole. You'll eventually get there. I've been taken since I was 4. Tank 1114. I think we're going to bring Tank up. Only years ago. Tank, how many followers do you have? 75? So again, you have to be over 18. You have to be over 18. No kids on the show. No vaping or smoking or drinking or drugs or alcohol. No paranormal discussion. No politics. No religion. And no cursing on the show. So I'm going to bring Tank 11, I think, on the show. I've been taken since I was 4 years old. Let's see if Tank is able to come up here. Go to the multi-guest option. If you have, to answer my question, if you've been visited or had contact, please let us know. I want to hear some, I know cursing yet. I want to hear your stories. John Herhusky, tell me a little bit about yourself, John Herhusky. Again, we do have the multi-guest option. If you go in there, again, if you fake it and you say you're 18 and you're not over 18, I will take you right off the show in 2 seconds for the sanctity of the program. Yusef, I'm going to bring Yusef up. Yusef, I'm bringing you up as a guest. Yusef, please come up. You're invited to come up on the program. I'd like to hear your story about the 2021 story. My family and I witnessed about 70 or more UFOs behind our house. It was awesome. Oh, lives in Tuckahee. Oh, Tuckahee, I know what that is. John, I'm going to bring you up here. And I want to hear your story up in Tuckahee, California. So, John, I just sent you a request. You can go in the multi-guest option on your TikTok. If you need to do it that way, go into the multi-guest option. I can bring you up here. And I will definitely do that. You're watching Encounters. And my name is CmdrAleon, your host of the show. I'm a contactee since the 1960s. I've had hundreds of UFO sightings since I was a kid. And also, I'm able to remotely remove implants on my show. I've been able to do that since my father gifted me with that ability a few months ago. I do that for free. I don't charge any money at all. That's not what we're here to do. So when it comes to taking implants, I am really dedicated to helping people. I am. I'm still amazed. We have 445 people here. No one has been taken on a spaceship physically anywhere in the world by space people. You've not been taken on a ship or been visited by space people? Come on now, folks. Don't be shy about this. How about some videos? Yeah, too. If you've actually recorded spaceship activity around the world, that's also important. So if you are recording activity, I would like to have you come up and share some of your stories. RN Nurse, thank you for the gift. We appreciate it. Jake says, find people and go back to sleep, I think, and wake up home. Oh, bed, go back. So, Jake, are you saying that you've been abducted? I think I'm not trying to, I haven't had, okay. So, Jake, I'm trying to figure out what Jake is saying. Jake, have you been abducted by extraterrestrial intelligence? Does being probed count? Yeah. The Mad Genius, yes, that does count. That would be considered an abduction experience. And if you've been recording and documenting UFO activity where you are, please let me know that too. I'd like to hear your stories about what you've been videotaping, what you've been seeing in the skies too. So that's really important, if you've been doing that also. And I'm going to bring up Half Pint to get the ball rolling because I know they're connected with the Anunnaki. They're good friends of ours. Ray, can't say I have seen any or been conducted. Can they erase your memory? Yes, they could not really erase your memory. Mr. Perfect, they can actually make you forget things and not remember anything. They can do that. I think we're going to also show you another video, which I think is really amazing. And let me see here. We're going to show you another UFO video. Let me get to the clipping here. Is this it? This is November. Oh, this is interesting. Oh, man, I got to post this. I'm going to... This is a... Hold on a minute. I'm going to show you a video here. It's not a long video. This is November 14th, 2024, out of Childress, Texas. Let's see here. I'm going to go to the big screen on this, I think. Let's see if we can make it big enough. Let me see here. Hold on a minute. There is a sighting here that happened. And we have to go to YouTube. Let's see. I'm going to go to this sighting here. And let's see. And you're going to see this video here. I think this is pretty good. Let's see if I can bring it up here. I found it. Here we go. All right. We got the video. We're going to show you something here that's pretty amazing. This just happened in Texas. Get ready for, and I'll bring that up in a little bit. Let me see who the guests are here. I'm going to bring up Half Pint. Actually, I'll bring you guys up in a minute. I want to show people this video. I'm going to show you this video from Texas. And you're going to love this thing. Hold on a minute. Okay, we're going to go to... Give me a moment. Flip the camera again. In a moment, you're going to see this really amazing video from Childress, Texas. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Let me see here. Hold on. Okay. Here we go. Let's see here. What's going on here? Hold a minute. Okay, here we go. This is from Texas. This is for entertainment purposes only. This is for entertainment purposes only. Check this out. Pretty cool, isn't it? They zoomed in on it. This comes from YouTube. They're driving, I guess. They pulled over or something. They're recording it. Okay. I just wanted to show that's a new video. And that's from Texas. That happened, bring it back down to, that was Childress, Texas, November 14th. That was last Thursday. Let me just switch over here. and get back to the lighting. Okay, now we're going to bring up some guest people on the show. Let me turn that off there. And we'll bring up Half Pint, and then, whoops. Oh, wait a minute. I got to bring up this person here. So, Redbow, go into the multi-guest options, because it's not letting me bring you up. We're friends, but you have to go in the multi-guest option. Go in the multi-guest option. Go into the multi-guest option on your screen, and I can bring you up. You'll see it on your TikTok. There's a area on your TikTok as you're viewing my show where you can become a guest. Press that button, and we'll bring you up on the show. And for those coming in, this is Encounters, the late night spiritual UFO talk show. Here, the Bust the Matrix, Disclosure. It's all here on Encounters. And we welcome everybody all over the world, wherever you may be. Welcome to this program. So, Red Bull, if you go into the multi-guest option, I can bring you up. I'd like to hear your story. Let me see if are they there yet? Let me see if I can get them. Yep, there they are. Very good. Hey, good evening. Welcome to the show.
Hey, how you doing, Commander?
Good. I hope you're doing well. And what's the first name?
My first name is, my real first name is Tarshish.
Tarshish. Good to meet you, Tarshish. So I was reading a little bit about your story. I'm glad you're on the show. And, we have everyone all over the world hearing this. So I'd love to hear your story. Tell us a little bit about how things started, and let's go right into it.
Yep, so let's get to it. It started off when I was a young kid. I was about 9 years old, maybe 8.
Mm-hmm.
And my first encounter was actually with a being. It was with a star being, and it was a bluish, like white orb, but it was like a human form, I can say, but I know that me and 2 of my aunts chased this being around our house.
You chased the being around your house. This is interesting.
Yes, but we were outside of the house, and we chased it out of the house. The being went on top of the neighbor's garage next door. It went into a tree. A light hit the tree, and it was gone.
Really?
Yes.
Now it went to the tree. Did a light come down when it went to the tree?
Yep. It hit the tree, and the being was gone.
It probably was taken back on a spaceship.
Yep.
And what year did that happen to you? When did that happen?
I am 37 right now, so I was about 8 years old. I would say
8 years old.
I would say
wow,
in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
That was my first encounter.
And then what happened after that first encounter? You were a young kid. What happened after that?
I notoriously have been seeing him since. The very next close encounter that I've had with him, I think I was about 13.
Mm-hmm.
I used to.
So when you were about 13, what happened? Was it different than the first time when you were a little kid?
Very different. It was they were like shadow beings. It was like shadow beings. It was like they were like in a cloak, but you could only you could see them like through the corner. Like you could see them through the corner of your eye. Like if you see it, it's like they move. But if you look directly at them, like you can't see them.
Really interesting. And why do you feel that they were cloaked this time versus the last time when you saw the bluish being and then the being disappeared and was beamed back up on a spaceship? What feelings were you getting when that encounter happened?
Maybe I was being like watched, because When as you get older, you might seem a little more in the territories and places you stay. You might be a little bit more dangerous to some beings because
Mm-hmm.
if we see something or people, as they say, humans see things, they get scared of things. Me, I've never really been scared of these things because it's always felt natural.
No, natural. Okay. Now, when you had that happen, that was the second time. And what year was that? That was a couple of years down the road after when you were 9, right?
Yeah, that was about 13.
13. So after that, I have the feeling things became more regular and more intense.
Yeah.
I think that they were testing to see whether you're ready to accept the fact that they wanted to communicate with you. And so tell us a little bit more, because I think it gets more detailed as you go on in your age and in the years ahead of you, right?
Yep. So 17. 17, I come outside of, I'm living in Cleveland.
Oh, let's not have this happen. What's going on?
Yeah, so I live in Cleveland, Ohio, and I come outside for a smoke. I'm like 16, 17 at this time.
Yeah.
And I look directly up, and this it's a big ship. It's in a triangle. It's like a triangular ship.
Mm-hmm.
Orange lights, under the bottom of it, going into a
Right.
triangle, like going to a triangular shape.
Yeah.
It had like a light under it. It was, it's like a circular light, but you really couldn't tell if it was on or off. But it was like beating like a heart. And another two of my friends seen it with me, but I don't know if anybody else seen it around.
Right. And when you saw that, what were you feeling? What was your feeling? Now you're seeing a ship which is being operated by intelligences inside the ship. How are you feeling when I talk about these things and ask my guests questions when they're having these sightings? The first thing I ask is, what did you feel? How did you feel about it?
It was like a vibration. You couldn't hear it.
Mm-hmm.
You couldn't hear it. It was so close down. It was so close to us. It was so loaded. You could actually see like the coloring of it. It was like a darkish gray, black, like it was like a carbon,
Hmm.
like a
Interesting.
black.
Mm-hmm. And you didn't have any fear when the ship went over. You just didn't have no fear at all, correct?
I actually walked right into it. Like I thought I was gonna like get hit with a light or something, but it didn't happen.
Yeah.
It just sat there.
Yeah.
It was
So when that happened, you're about 17 years old, correct?
Yep.
Okay. So now I have to understand when I hear these stories, most times people tell me, and they get more intense as they go along with the story, what happened after that?
It was like I just had like I got a lot of sight to see. Like uh I'm different. I don't know how I can't really explain how different because I really don't really tell people all about that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But
But you feel different since it's all happened, right?
oh yeah.
Have you been communicated with by these space beings at all since you were a kid?
I believe once, and that was in 2000, probably 2001, 2002.
So tell our audience and tell people on encounters when you had that one time where they communicated with you. Number one, was it telepathic? Number two, what was the communications and what did they tell you?
It was like in a telepathic. It was like in a telepathic. It was like a dream. But I was this was like more when I came into like yoga and I was heavy meditating like every day, like 3 times, 4 times a day. I would meditate, jog, and all of that, and I would build up like my elements. Like I would really try to use like elements like my wind elements, and I would be practicing this stuff. Like and some of it really worked, even like
Mm,
telekinesis.
mm. Yeah. Yeah. So, was there any kind of message though in that telepathic communications? Did they like say where they're from? Did you ask them where they were from, who they were?
The beings that came to me in my dream, I believe, was one of the Anunnakis, and I believe that it may have been Enlil because I drew it before I even
Yeah.
knew about the Anunnaki or read about them or anything. I was drawing the pictures.
Mm-hmm.
I was drawing them and I was seeing them, and then when I seen the hieroglyphs and all that, like of them, and they started coming out like in Egypt or stuff, I was like, oh, I seen those before, and I see them in my dreams. Or
Yeah. So you were having contact with now, and you know yourself. So you
yeah,
just said the Anunnaki. You didn't just say that because you were thinking about the Anunnaki. You are instinct. Your inner knowledge of your inner spiritual self
yeah,
knows that you were in contact with the Anunnaki, and I accept that as a talk show host. I accept that as your truth. Do you accept that as your truth?
yes, that is
There you
definitely
go.
the truth of mine, and I believe that another being. I was in meditation one time, but it was a gray that came to me, but it wasn't gray.
Okay, so with the gray are really they don't really exist. That's an Earth-based terminology. The Zeta Reticuli are what people refer to as the gray sometimes. But so you say it wasn't really gray. What was that other being that was not Anunnaki?
It wasn't gray. It was like it almost looked like similar to me, but it had dark eyes. The eyes were larger. It had the fixed nose, but not the point. Like it didn't have like the nose. The mouth was like a real small nose. I mean, a real small mouth, and the head was like just a little larger at the top. But it
Right.
wasn't like how you know how they make it out to be like the little grays be looking and stuff. It didn't look
Right.
like that. It looked like a humanoid. It looked
Okay,
like
interesting. So I'm not sure whether that's a Zeta or not a Zeta. That's interesting. It could be not a Zeta, but a different type of being. If it was a Zeta, I would just say the Zeta are very negative, and their purposes is to abduct people.
yeah, and I
That's been
don't
their
think they
purpose.
would come to me.
Right. So you weren't getting that was an actual Zeta, correct?
I believe it might have been a Riskian or something like that, or maybe some other being of the
Okay.
Anunnaki. But
Because the Anunnaki are like us. They're tall. They're very tall. Their men and women are very human. They're human just like us. They look just like we do.
yeah,
They don't look any different. So this other being would not be connected with the Anunnaki because it sounds like it was a completely different type of being.
yeah, it sounded like it looked different from them because when
Oh
the
yeah, it'll be totally different. Yeah.
Anunnaki, it was like they were cloaked in like a white linen. It was
Hmm.
like almost like seeing like a god or like a depiction of Yahweh Jesus or something like that. Like
Yeah, they wouldn't be that. They're probably some sort of an ET that, and I try to tune in to figure out who they are. So I'd have to really meditate on that image of what you just mentioned.
yeah,
But yeah, they're probably another race of beings, or it is another race of beings. Sometimes when you have contact with things like the Anunnaki or whatever, that's the positive space people, other types of beings from other vibrations might come in there, but you can control that. You can control how that works. You can control and just if you're working with the Anunnaki, then just focus on your contact with the Anunnaki. You can do that through meditation. You already have a relationship, and have you continued trying to communicate with the Anunnaki?
yeah. I actually have it come to me and I get like messages through like vibrations, music, numbers, even like this seance that came to me. I don't even know how it came to me. It's like a prayer I say, but I can't. I'm saying
Mm-hmm.
it out loud because
Mm-hmm.
I believe it's for everybody. And like the meditations that I do, I don't like I do them by myself or whatever. So I don't really because I don't really expose a lot of this stuff. So it's
Yeah.
like
Well,
this is new for me.
well, this is good. I mean, you're exposing on a show for someone here who's a contactee. So it's a safe space. Plus, we're 30 years later. 30 years ago, you wouldn't be able to do this. Now we're in a place where a lot of people all over the planet know that that there are space people, that there is life in the universe beyond this universe and other universes and other multidimensional realities, that there's life out there. And the beautiful part of this show is when I came on here from Facebook, because friends told me to do this, I thought it was a bunch of kids on here. I am very glad I came here and started the show, and the only real talk show consistently on at 11 o'clock at night, most every night. There's going to be once in a while where the commander will take a break because I need to take a break to regenerate my energy here. But I'm committed to this show. I'm committed to the cosmic truth. I'm committed to your stories. And we are the ones that are committing disclosure. You're telling this story. If you were to be at the UFO hearings in Washington and you told that story, that would be real disclosure. The stuff that they talked about in the hearings in Washington are nothing compared to the story you just shared now. Nothing. Not even close.
Like I see them frequently. I just had me and my girl. I just had a close encounter about 4 weeks ago, actually.
You did. What happened in that encounter?
Me and my grandmother. We were driving. I was helping my grandmother move, and we were driving through my old neighborhood. As soon as like we got to this light, and then this big, like humongous. I mean, it was like a plane dropping down out of the sky, and it just sit right there. Like it came down, it was a red orb first.
Oh, wow.
It was like a red, orange, just like orb, came down. Mm-hmm. It shot out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like it came out of a portal. Like it shot out of nowhere, and then it paused. You see like these two greenish white like lights on the side of it. Like it was like you could tell like it maybe was like a ship or something like that, but it was an orb shape. And it shot down and it was sitting so low that it was above the houses.
Oh, wow.
And the houses, like that expanded how big it was. It was about 5-6 houses long.
That's huge. Now, this is the thing I'm going to ask you as a new part of our show. I'd like you to start videotaping some of that on your phone and sharing it with me, and this way I can share it with everyone around the world. So start to videotape some of this. Now, I understand, because I know I've tried to videotape. When you videotape a spaceship, the vibrational energy of the ship will affect the phone. So it's going to be whatever it's going to be, and I know that. But this would have been a great video if you had videotaped it. Sometimes we get in the moment when we see the spaceship, we forget that we have the phone in our hand or in our pocket. But try to document some videos of that, okay?
Yeah, some people go into shock when they see it.
Oh, yeah, I want to see some video from you. I know you can do it. You're having these things constantly happen. Let's get it documented, the date, the location.
I have I have one video on my page, and I actually have a disclosed video that I never show anyone of beings.
Oh, I'd like to see that.
About 9 of them.
Really? I need to see that. You can, send me a video. I'm going to give you my email here on the show. It's going to be CmdrAleon at AOL.com. That's CmdrAleon at AOL.com. And that goes for anybody out there that's having visitations that records and documents your activity around the world. We'd love to see that video. And if you send it to me, I'd like to be able to share it with my audience one night. I'll have you on again, and you'll narrate it, and I'll just show the video.
Yeah, I just actually stepped out because I had to step out because I actually have this video, and I don't want nobody to go looking for the video and my phones or nothing like that. And it's 9 beings. It's during the hurricane. I'm in Cleveland, Ohio, so it was the hurricane winds or whatever. So the trees are bending. So when the beings are at the top of the trees, they're like flying. They have wings and they have tails, and they're flying. And it's this hurricane wind. So you would think that whatever was flying, it was a bird or something, they would be moving because the trees are moving.
Yeah.
They were They were in plain play. They was like flying, playing. They was like playing in the wind.
Wow. Wow. Well, I'll tell you, my friend, I appreciate you coming up here and sharing some stuff. It's great. Now we have this friend and relationship with the show with you, and you're just another great guest we've had on in the last almost 2 years now. So I thank you for finding the show, being part of it, and we're on at 11 o'clock at night most nights, and I hope you'll, whenever you wish to participate with new information, you're always welcome to knock on the door on the show, and we'll bring you up here and get you on live.
Oh yeah, cause man, I'm always watching you.
Oh, there you go. We appreciate that so much. Well, I'm going to let you down gently on the spaceship here. And I want to thank him, everyone, thank him for all the great stories of his experience. And we're going to let you down. I look forward to getting your email of some of the stuff, and we'll definitely show it on here on the program. I want to thank him for being here. Great story. We've got 2 more people in queue here on the show. And the next guest is going to be Half Pint and then Yoshing something. So Half Pint is next. Ray and Mary, they're up in the Appalachian Mountains of Pennsylvania here in the United States. They have documented visitations. They've been contacted by the Anunnaki, and so I wish to bring them on camera. I believe now they're on planet in the Appalachians and on the ship right now. So if you want to turn the camera on, and there is Mary, the other half of Ray, who's not on camera. So welcome, Mary, and I always like to give a good introduction because I know you for so long, and they are having contact. Initially, it started with the Anunnaki kind of letting them know they were there around the house in the mountains there, and now they've had physical contact. They've been taken on the ship. You've been taken on the ship too, correct?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you have been.
So
both Mary and Ray have both been taken on an Anunnaki ship. The Anunnaki have set up a base in the mountains of the Appalachians where they are in Pennsylvania. And so I want to introduce Mary to the program for those that don't know who she is.
Hi, everybody.
So tell us what's happening.
The gentleman just had those things that he's talking about. They're called slide me hides. So they're watched when the Anunnaki's gone. Thing happens, they can get hold of them and bring them back.
Can you say that again? Because you had to. Yeah. Your connection was really bad for a minute, so they couldn't hear you.
Okay, so can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Can you hear me now? Okay.
Yeah,
so those beings that he's seen, they're watchers for the Anunnaki. So they stay here when the Anunnaki's busy, off doing something else. So they stay here with us just in case they need to call them back. So they're just like our family.
So they're basically like protectors.
Yep.
Just like when my friend April and I here I have Ashtar Command guards here in my house. I never see them, but they hear if something real were to happen, they would show themselves to me. So these would be, in this sense, for the Anunnaki, these are the protectors for you and Ray while they're off doing some mission work or whatever. They protect you from any other beings trying to come through.
Right. So if the guards and the Anunnaki, have to go and take care of something, they stay here to watch out over the property.
Interesting. See, I didn't know that part of your story. Interesting. And
I just found out, actually.
You did. Can you tell us, since you and Ray have been going physically on a spaceship, just like my friend April in Vermont, you know her story. Can you tell us what has been happening what's the most recent period that you've been on the ship since the last time we spoke?
Probably just the other day. And their main message, not issue, I shouldn't say issue, they don't have issues. Their main message is that everybody needs to just
show the high vibrations, because the more high vibrations, the less things happen. You know what I mean? Like, the less we have any problems in the world. So the more the higher vibration goes, the less the problems we're going to have.
The Anunnaki, and I gave a message when I was in my Ashtar Command consciousness earlier at the beginning of the show, which I didn't expect to be doing, but that's what I was supposed to do. So I went right into consciousness, and I didn't channel anything either, as you know. Are the Anunnaki aware of what is happening right now in that part of the world, with the potential of a leader on Earth that wants to potentially use nuclear weapons?
Yes, they are. So.
And what did the Anunnaki tell you?
I'm not going to say this to scare anybody, but me and Ray have had visions of a nuclear warhead, and I have had a vision of me being in the fallout. Okay, I walked outside and I felt like I was in a nuclear fallout. But they're saying you can't be scared of this. You just have to be ready for anything that happens.
Right, but the Anunnaki, but the Anunnaki are part of the Ashtar Command, and the Ashtar Command are not going to let these nuclear weapons go anywhere.
Right.
So whatever visions we're having in our consciousness, we can put those visions and put them in a little box, because the space people, the Ashtar Command, will actually shut down every nuclear facility on the planet should it come to that. So, you know, and that's why I had the message earlier. Now I'm back in my other consciousness. People need to realize, and you can watch the whole show on my YouTube channel, Ashtar Command Spaceship News, that there's not going to be any kind of nuclear war or conflict. What is happening here is there are people around the world that just don't know how to live in peace. And the Earth-based leaders, like in the United States, it doesn't matter who they are, they all do the same thing on this planet for centuries, create conflicts and wars. And these are things to, you know, keep people from knowing the truth. So if they do all this stuff, they think they're doing themselves a favor. They're not doing the planet a favor, and it will just not be allowed. And again, there will not be any, you're going to hear reports of this on your Earth-based news media regarding Russia signing a thing or some document giving the okay to use nuclear weapons, you know, because the ridiculous stuff that the United States government has done on this planet, which is just allowed nuclear not nuclear weapons, but weapons or bombs to be used in the Ukraine of your planet to be shot over to Russia. Now that is creating a conflict between people, and you know, it's like having, you know, when you have some bullies in the neighborhood and the bullies are telling you to be, you know, like hit the other kid. You got to hit the other kid because we tell you, you know, you got to do it. So you want to be our friend, you're going to do this. And the other kids say, well, you know, to the other kid that's being bullied, they're saying, okay, you have to do something because he's bullying you. You need to do something back. So the bullies start bullying each other, and they keep bullying each other to the point where, you know, these other kids don't get involved, but they're giving them all the, you know, all the verbal abuse to get them to do something. They're like sitting on the sidelines watching a football game or a boxing match. They don't have to box anybody, but they want you to do the boxing with each other. And so the analogy is, you know, one leader says, okay, I'm going to support this country and give them weapons to shoot over to you. So you know, so this whole thing, we're going to bring peace on Earth. So we're going to bring peace on Earth by giving you some weapons to shoot over to Russia. And then Russia says, okay, you're going to do that? Well, we got nuclear weapons. We're going to use nuclear weapons, and then there's going to be total peace. So, you know, there's no peace between any of this stuff. And the thing is, the Ashtar Command is very clear about this, and that's why this message again is coming through, that it's not going to be allowed. These people need to, this is the whole thing on Earth. These structures on Earth, these people that are empowered in these structures, they need to go, all of them. I don't care what planet, I don't care what country it is, what nation it is, it doesn't matter who the leader is. None of these leaders are good. None of these people on Earth are here for the well-being of the Earth. They're here for self-gratification, their ego, and massaging their ego, and that's what they're here for. That's what they're here for. And so, like, you know,
Commander, the Anunnaki did tell me that this is not going to happen, because if this happens, it's going to mess up the whole universe. So they are not allowing it to happen.
That's exactly my point.
Problems.
It will create problems, you know?
Yeah.
And we have, we have beautiful kids that are being born on Earth, the new babies, the new starseed, the indigo children. And, many of you out there have kids or grandchildren. Some of you have children, sons and daughters that are married, that have kids, that have little babies. And this planet is not going to have that happen. It will not be allowed. I have to stress that point. And now, again, in my Ashtar Command consciousness, and not as opposed to my talk show consciousness, yeah, it's going to get the attention of people watching TikTok. You need to know no one else is talking about this in the way I'm speaking of this. It will not be allowed to occur. Not at all.
By the way, Commander, I just found out that me and Ray have a daughter that comes and visits us. Her name's Rhonda.
Rhonda, she's from the spaceship.
Yep.
Really? And how old is Rhonda?
Yeah.
Well, in space terms, that could be thousands of years old. But
well, she didn't want a space name. She wanted a regular name. So she
wanted a regular name. Her name is Rhonda. So Ray and Mary have a space daughter, and have you seen her?
Yes, we have. She comes and looks in on us all the time.
What does she look like? Can you describe her?
Ray could probably describe her better because I haven't seen her fully, but Ray has.
Is Ray awake, or do we have to?
He'll get on here with you. Give him time. He's getting there.
Is he sleeping right now?
No, but I think
Ray's been on before. He knows.
Yeah, I think he's waiting because his mother is telling him to wait a minute before he gets on here. Yeah, because
they're giving him
they're giving him some messages that he needs. It's almost like they're using him for one certain thing. Like his message is going to be a big message, and he's just waiting for them to say, "Yeah, go for it."
Okay, so we'll honor that. We know Ray, we know your husband, and we know he's been really have been on the ship a lot with you. But they want him to bring the message on my show here, and we'll do that when he's ready. You'll be the one who will introduce him. You're his media representative, almost like. And now, before it's like somebody introducing the prime minister to speak. You're like the one introducing Ray to speak on behalf of the Anunnaki with the message they have, and then we'll also hear from him about your daughter, which I think is fascinating as well. So yeah, pretty cool stuff.
I think that's so cool. So she comes and she peeks around the corner at us all the time.
Now, does she ever come in the house and sit down and just physically sit down with you, or no?
No, she hasn't done that yet, but it's getting pretty close because we're seeing her. Ray's seeing her all the time now.
Really?
So, yeah.
Amazing. This is good information. This is good stuff.
I think it is so cool.
I'm telling you, I'm smiling because I'm really this is really good stuff.
Yeah, I'm just so amazed. I'm just so happy. It's so cool.
It is. It's very cool. And this is the thing. And on my friend that was just on, his name is Parish. I hope I don't mispronounce it. Tarshis, and he's been contacted with the Anunnaki too since he was a kid. So it's amazing to have people that can come forth with their stories like that. And the thing is, you guys have been beautiful since I've known you with the Anunnaki. I remember your story when it first started, and they were just starting to really kind of connect with you. You were starting to see the ships, and they told you who they were, and they were starting to kind of take chances to come close to your house and maybe come in and just be cloaked, and they can cloak themselves. And now they're getting to the point where they feel comfortable enough that you're not afraid of the Anunnaki, and you've been on their ships, and they're human. They're just taller than we are, way taller. So you're having some beautiful stuff happening up in the Appalachian Mountains.
It is. It is so beautiful here. I just wish I could express that feeling because I can't express it. That's how divine it is. It's just so amazing how beautiful this is, really.
Yeah, it is. It is beautiful. Your stories are beautiful all the time. Really are, you know? And so this is the thing, folks. I have people on my show here that are really in connection, like Ray and Mary with the Anunnaki, which are part of the Ashtar Command. Then I have the group of five, myself, Chesno, Johnny of the Third Kind Kit Kats here, watching the show. We're part of a group of five, and our group of five are going to be at some point in the new year. We don't know when because they don't tell us. They'll just come and get us. We'll be taken on an Ashtar Command spaceship in 2025. I don't know the day nor the time because they don't operate in time. As Ray and Mary know, the Anunnaki don't they just take you on the ship. When you're on the ship, there is no such thing as time, correct?
Nope. No, there's no time whatsoever.
Yeah.
It's like when Ray goes up, he's only gone for a second and he comes back. But he's been up there for a minute.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, with April, it's not a second. It's usually about an hour and a half maybe. But she could be off planet for 2 weeks or a month, off planet, but back in an hour and a half or an hour.
Yeah.
It's different.
It's
so that what seems to be a second to you on Earth time is way longer when you're on the ship. It's not a second on the ship. There's no way. Because you're on there getting a message. You're on there for you could be on there for 3 weeks. But in your reality here, for you, it seems like a second.
Right.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I'm still even though I go on the ships, I'm still getting used to watching Ray leave.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Now, when you go on the ships, when you're fit, and forget the second part, but now you're physically on the ship, and there's no second. You're there for quite a period of time. Do you get to have any food on the ship? Do they give you any vegetables or any fruit or anything? Do they have anything to eat on the ship with the Anunnaki?
Well, I haven't remembered that part yet, but they are letting me. I am remembering, so it's coming to me faster now. So.
Okay.
The more I go up on the ship, I think the more I'll remember.
Mm-hmm. So last time I spoke to you, you talked about pointing security cameras like April has in Vermont around your property. Have you done that yet?
No, I can't afford security cameras. If I could, I would, but I can't. I'm telling you, if I had security cameras on this house, you guys would be shocked.
Yeah. Well, maybe you can get Home Depot to donate some security cameras. Don't tell them what they're for. Then,
right.
But seriously speaking, just say, do you guys have any security cameras? I really need a donation because I can't afford them for up in the mountains because we might have some bears or something coming around and we want to see the bears and just make up a story about it. We don't want to tell them that they're Anunnaki coming and from spaceships because that you don't want to start that. But maybe you can tell them, oh yeah, I got a couple of bears coming around my property tonight in the mountains. And they're going after my invisible chickens or something,
You never know, though. If I bring up the Anunnaki, they might just donate them.
Yeah, they might. I'm going to leave that to you. I just threw out the suggestion, and I'm actually half serious about it. Hey, thank you so much for the gifting.
Thank you, Debbie.
I appreciate that. That's really important. So it'd be great to do that, I think. And man, we're getting up to about 1:30. We're going to have you on again, and when we have you on again, hopefully we'll have Ray on when they're and I know the Anunnaki can hear us talking about this stuff right now, so they know that our hearts are I'm with the Astrocom, and they know that. So when the Anunnaki are ready to have Ray speak, he can. And let's see if your daughter would be willing to sit down when Ray's on with us. She can uncloak herself. And sit down next to Ray and be on the camera with us. We'd like to have his daughter on the camera too.
Well, we'll see what we can do.
Well, you know what? And the thing is, because I am who I am, I know we can do this because we're all working together. I know this is something that we can do. So everybody, Mary's here, and she is working, and Ray's working. They have an Anunnaki base in the mountains of the Appalachians. It's been there for 2 years now?
Yeah.
About 2 years. That's about when I got on TikTok here. So yeah, definitely. Hey, Mary, thank you. Say hello to Ray for me. And
I will.
And when you need to come back on and Ray's ready, you just go into the request box and I'll put you up right up here and bring you on the ship.
Okay, I really appreciate you bringing me up tonight. I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it too, and you gave us some new information. I now know about the daughter thing, and I'm sure his daughter's probably hearing what you're saying and what I'm saying. And I want his daughter to know, as I'm speaking to you, that you're invited to be on camera. Don't be shy. No one's going to be afraid. You can show your Anunnaki beautiful person, and we'll have you on the show with Ray and Mary. That'll be kind of nice.
Yeah, it would.
So we'll see if Rhonda can come on. So this is our actual gift, our request, our gift. We're giving out the cosmic carpet to Rhonda, your daughter, to come on to the show.
I think that is so cool.
And she is a space person, folks. She's an Anunnaki space person.
Yep.
Where are you? This is what I mean. Where are you going to hear something like this on a UFO talk show on any social media? But right here on Encounters, without the fancy studios, without the big microphones, without the fancy lights, right here on Encounters with people like Mary and Ray. All right. Hey, thanks. Good to have you on here.
Thank you, Commander, and thanks everybody for the presents.
Yeah, yep. And definitely, speaking of presents, we're going to let you down. And we also, if you wish to help support the show here before we sign off at 1:30, show us some gifting right now. We are at, not sure where we're at right now. We have 3 of 20 live things where it says I'm on there live. I've only had 3 of those given to me. Let's see. So we have 17 more live gifts. Sandra, thank you. We have 17. I want to get rid of all 17. I want to hit my goal before the end of the show. Kit Kat, we will get them cameras. Okay. That'd be good. If we can get them cameras, we'll figure out a way to do that. Thank you, Juliet. We appreciate it. Thank you, Kit Kat. I appreciate it. Let me see here. Where you're at now, we have how many left to go? I'm waiting for the thing to tell me. I have 7 of 20 taken on lives. So we have to get up to 20. I want to get all 20 taken. Kit Kat, thank you. It's been a great show tonight, and this show is going to be on my YouTube channel, Astro Command Spaceship News. Linda, thank you for the live one. Kit Kat, thank you again. You're beautiful. Thank you. I appreciate it. Hey, Julia, thank you. It's amazing. We have 10. We have 10 more to go. Ashley has 1 camera, Mary, that she can send to. So, Mary, contact Ashley for a camera. Ashley has a camera she can send to you. All right, Mary, half pint. Check with Ashley. And half pint, check your Cash App, Karen Morgan said. I think she just made a donation to help you get a camera. The Anunnaki are human like we are. They're not blue. They are actually human. I forgot the complexion, but they look just like us. But they're tall. The Anunnaki are very tall. Half pint, you might be getting some donations for your security cameras. Ashley, contact Ashley. She has one. And I think you're going to get some security cameras donated by people putting money in your Cash App. And I thank everybody who's helping her do that. I appreciate you doing that for her. I just about finished my apple cider. My apple cider lasted the whole show for 2 hours. For over 2 hours, an hour and a half. So it's almost 1:30. I am at 11 of 20 live gifts. I want to get up to 20. I want to finish that whole thing. So I need to finish up to 20. We're not there yet. We're at 11 of 20. Hey, Karen Morgan, thank you so much. I appreciate that, sister. And now we're at 12 of 20. So now let's go up to who's going to be 13, 14, 15, and 16. So that is 99 TikTok coins to do that. Karen Morgan, thank you again. I appreciate it. You're so beautiful. I appreciate your gift. Tara, thank you. Thank you, Tara. Blessings to you always. Let's see where we are now. We're at, we have, it says +1. Let's see, 15. We have 5 more to go. Live on this. Hey, Elvira, thank you. We're at 80%. Almost there. 16 of 20. I need 4 more of those to get my 20. Tara Renee, thank you for the roses. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Marlene, thanks for always posting. I look forward to it. Thank you, Juliet. Thank you so much. We're at 17. We need 3 more of those to get our goal of 20. Lucas Jackson. Lucas Jackson, wait a minute. Before we do anything, I need people to follow Lucas Jackson. Lucas Jackson needs 50 followers. He's got 8. Let me go back to Lucas. 8 followers. We're gonna get him up there. I want everyone to follow Lucas Jackson. He was on earlier. He only had 0 followers. Everybody follow him right now. He's got UFO video footage he wants to talk about. I need to get him up to about 50. So can I get everybody following Lucas Jackson on our show here? And yeah, we do want video. So Lucas Jackson, you can send your UFO video footage to CmdrAleon at AOL.com. CmdRAleon at AOL.com. That goes for anybody else out there in any country in the world, small or big. If you have video footage, you've documented it, give me the date and time and location of the sighting. I want to see where he is. Very good, Lucas. I look forward to getting to it. And if I don't rush to it right away, between the emails and the messages I get on TikTok, it's crazy. But I'm looking forward to that. Hey, Tara Renee. Tara Renee, we want to get you back on here tomorrow night on Thursday evening. So if you get on here tomorrow night, we're going to help you out. Okay? For sure. We are, let me see now. We need 2 more of the live gifts to hit our goal. We have 2 more we need. 2 more. And Deanne can't go live. I tried to get her live, and it's not even happening. So I can press my button right now. I just sent her. Thank you, Kit Kat. Thank you, Elvira. Thank you for the roses. We need 1 more of those live things to complete our goal. Can you ask your father to play a song for us? Kate, I don't have another phone to have him do that. I will test that experiment here on my end of it. I do have an iPad, but I don't have the music. What I'm going to do is I'll use the music app. Maybe I'll try that one of the nights, or maybe on Astronaut Night, Saturday. I'll use my musical part of my iPad and see if that happens. We'll experiment. We'll do some singing. Not tonight, but I will definitely do some singing. I know people enjoy my songs, so I galactically speaking. We did hit our goal. I'm going to call it a night. It's about 1:31 a.m. on the east coast of the planet. I want to thank everybody for being here. This show will be on my YouTube channel. Stay tuned tomorrow night, Thursday, for more of Encounters at 11 p.m. Saturday night is Ashtar Command Q&A. Don't miss it at 11 p.m. Saturday, right here on Encounters. Everybody, be well. We love you all, and have a good Thursday, right? Julia, thank you for the gift. The one thing I'd like to get, I haven't seen in a while, I haven't seen a galaxy on here forever. A galaxy or the whale that goes splashing through the water. So if anyone can do a galaxy or a whale before I leave, that would be great. I don't care if it's a galaxy or a whale or both. If you have enough TikTok coins to do it, throw me a galaxy or a whale, or one of those things. So I'll just give it a minute to see who's going to step forward. Thank you, Palladium Rainbow. You're very welcome. I'm glad we're here to see it. Thank you, brother. Thank you, Rude Boy. I appreciate you very much, brother. Thank you, Half Pint. You and Ray have a great night. And I know you'll be going back on the ship again. It's time for me. I'm not fading out, but it's time for me to call it a night. Juliet, thank you for the galaxy. Thank you so much. That makes my whole evening right there. That one thing. I want to say it to everybody. Have a great night. It's time for me to cut out of here and go to sleep. So Ginger, how do you get coins? I don't navigate on TikTok too much. So what you need to do to get coins is you can purchase the coins on TikTok. I don't remember how that's done. All I know is that I get coins, and once I get the coins, I'm able to send, go into the gifting area. So if you go to your gifting area, it'll tell you what the TikTok gifts are. You press the gift you want to send. If you have coins already and enough coins, you can send the gift to that person. If you don't have coins, it will tap into, if you have PayPal, it'll tap into your PayPal, or if you have a card that you have hooked up to your TikTok, it'll take it out of there to get you the coins. And many times you have TikTok gifts that are included that you can use for a certain period. So it varies. All right, I'm gonna get out of here because I think I need to go to sleep and off planet. Everybody, take care. Have a good one. We'll catch you tomorrow night. Adios. I'm trying to go off here. Oh, here we go.